Artificial intelligence has people everywhere wondering whose jobs are next. Writers, developers, maybe even yours. But one industry's already feeling it. Restaurants, where touchscreens and robot servers are quietly taking over. And that's why today we're answering the question, is this the end of waiters? Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel. After that, please leave a comment and let us know what other service industry related topics you'd like to hear about. Okay, no need to wait, because here we go. The first reference to something resembling a restaurant appeared in 512 CE in ancient Egypt. It was a modest establishment serving plates of cereal, wildfowl, and onions, a tradition only kept alive today by the weirdest artisanal fusion restaurants. The first official mention of what could be considered a modern waiter came much later, during China's Song dynasty and the 11th and 12th centuries. As trade flourished between the empire's northern and southern regions, bustling city centers sprang up where travelers could sit, order local cuisine, and have it delivered to their table. The servers could carry 3 dishes in one hand and stack 20 more up their arm without dropping a grain of rice. It was a feat of balance, memory, and showmanship that would put any modern server or Cirque du Soleil juggler to shame. Across the world and Europe, things were still pretty basic. The table d'hôte system offered one meal a day at one time to whoever showed up. No menu, no substitutions, and definitely no Instagram photos. You ate what was served that day, or went hungry. But then came France, the birthplace of the word restaurant, from restaurer, meaning to restore. In 18th century Paris, health food vendors selling restorative broths realized people would pay more if you let them sit down, order from a printed menu, and eat whenever they wanted. Thus, the modern restaurant was born. Half spa, half scam, all innovation. By the late 1700s, Parisian dining had turned from humble broth to haute cuisine. But it was Delmonico's, opened in New York in 1837, that brought this new level of sophistication to America, complete with tablecloths, private dining rooms, and enough wine to drown out the idea of living in the 1830s. Fast forward to the present day, and over 2 million people proudly work in the waitstaff industry, an industry that might be automated out of existence any minute now. And it's not just the waitstaff. There's also the busser, the back waiter, front waiter, runner, bar back, cocktail waitress, expediter, floor manager, captain, sommelier, chef de rang, maitre d'hotel, and the all-important bevertainer. And we didn't even need to make any of those up for comedic effect. The latest job to be introduced to the restaurant market is robot. The pay is terrible. You can't unionize, and unfortunately, no human can fill the role. The idea of using machines to assist with the delivery of food is not as new of a concept as you'd think. Even the concept of the simple vending machine is often credited to Hero of Alexandria, who lived so long ago, it's not even entirely clear which side of BCE and CE he was on. The first true attempt at automating restaurant service came with the automat, essentially a wall of vending machines that served hot meals instead of candy bars. Popularized in the early 1900s, automats promised futuristic efficiency. No tipping, no waiting, no small talk. Just slip in a nickel, open a little glass door, and retrieve your slice of pie like you're robbing a dessert bank. Meanwhile, halfway around the world, Japan was fine-tuning the art of mechanical dining. In 1958, the country introduced kaiten sushi, the conveyor belt sushi system, designed by a restaurant owner who wanted to serve more customers without hiring more staff. Plates of sushi glided past diners like edible parade floats, letting people grab whatever caught their eye. It was fast, efficient, and oddly mesmerizing. So today, you can find conveyor belt sushi in nearly every major city. By the 2000s, automation had gone digital. Touchscreen kiosks began appearing in fast food chains like McDonald's, Panera, and Wendy's, letting customers order without ever interacting with another human being. Finally, these systems reduced order errors, sped up service, and most importantly, shifted more of the labor onto the consumer. Congratulations, you're now your own cashier, and tipping is still expected for some reason. After a century of gears, belts, and buttons, the restaurant industry finally took the next logical step, giving the machines genuine people personalities.
I think you ought to know I'm feeling very depressed.
Yes, the age of robot waiters and AI assistants has arrived. A time when your server might roll up on wheels, blink digital eyes, and spill your Diet Coke refill on your birthday. These waist-high delivery bots, often resembling oversized Roombas with tablet faces, are designed to navigate dining rooms, deliver plates, and occasionally charm guests with pre-programmed pleasantries. Leading the charge are companies like Bear Robotics in the US and Pudu Robotics in China, whose bots now populate restaurants, hotels, and hospitals worldwide. The scale is staggering. Tens of thousands of units have been deployed globally, with names like Servi, Bellabot, and Kedibot quietly zipping between tables. For some diners, they're a novelty. For others, they're just one more reminder that humans are no longer the default setting. And AI isn't just rolling out in the dining room, it's cooking too. Robot arms like Flippy, designed to man the fryer at fast food chains, can flip burgers, dunk fries, and apparently withstand working conditions that cause human turnover rates to skyrocket. Meanwhile, customer service chatbots are taking orders, answering questions, and occasionally misunderstanding them in new and exciting ways. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, all of this tech suddenly went from futuristic to essential. Automation offered contactless service, consistent hygiene, and a way to keep operations running while dining rooms were short-staffed. Restaurants cited labor shortages as a driving force, though labor advocates countered that shortage was just another word for not paying enough. Either way, robots don't get sick, don't call out, and don't ask for raises like their pesky human counterparts. Major brands have embraced AI in all its forms. Wendy's introduced Fresh AI for drive-thru voice ordering. McDonald's tested similar systems, powered by IBM's Watson, and Starbucks deployed Deep Brew, an AI that helps with everything from staffing schedules to predicting your next latte order. These experiments promise faster service and fewer mistakes, but reality has been a bit messier. The bots can handle simple requests just fine, but throw in a no onions, half mayo, extra pickles order, and suddenly they're doing an impression of a school play actor who forgot their lines. So far, the results are mixed. Speed and consistency are up, but reliability remains a work in progress. In some cases, human employees spend more time correcting the AI than they ever did taking the orders themselves. Still, the global appetite for automation keeps growing. In countries like Japan, South Korea, and China, robot servers are already commonplace and not just tolerated, but celebrated as a symbol of innovation. The US, meanwhile, remains split between fascination and existential dread. But are robots truly better for business than human workers? Well, if our future AI overlords are listening, let's say yes. Please don't hurt me. But of course, no revolution comes without a little backlash, or at least a heated Reddit thread. And as automation cements itself in restaurants worldwide, the question becomes, is all this efficiency actually worth it? From a business standpoint, automation is a dream. Machines can, at least in theory, churn out the same results every time without the quirks or chaos of human behavior. Orders are entered perfectly, the fries are cooked with mechanical precision, and the overhead shrinks with every staff member replaced by a single charging dock. Customers, meanwhile, have been trained to love the new system. Digital menus and touchscreen kiosks give people an unprecedented sense of control. Every substitution, topping, and modifier exactly how they want it. Don't want to talk to a human being while ordering your food? Perfect. The AI doesn't care that you're ordering 3 McFlurries at 2 a.m. because its judgment settings are toggled off. But the drawbacks are impossible to ignore. For one thing, eating out used to be social. Now it's just you, a touchscreen, and the hope your button clicking results in the food you asked for. Robots also come with their fair share of bugs and breakdowns. They excel at speed and consistency, but still short-circuit over complexity. For people with food allergies or anyone just trying to confirm what's actually in their meal, ordering from an AI can feel like playing culinary roulette. Then there's the human cost. Automation doesn't just replace repetitive labor, it eliminates a major source of income for millions of workers. Many chains justify the shift by pointing to labor shortages, but critics argue those shortages are largely self-inflicted. Low pay, long hours, and poor conditions that drove workers away in the first place. And while machines can roll across a dining room floor, they're still not great at carrying trays things upstairs, calming an angry customer, or even performing the time-honored tradition of spitting in your food. Yet, the restaurant industry has already seen a wave of trial and error. Some projects, like Wendy's Fresh AI and Starbucks Deep Brew, have managed to streamline service and improve consistency. Others end up like Chili's Rita the Robot, who was retired after reports it moved too slowly and got in the way of human servers. Or Heidi Lau's Hot Pot robots, which frequently malfunctioned mid-meal, proving that the path to full automation is anything but smooth. So where does this leave us? Well, much like the automation boom of the 1920s, when assembly lines and mechanized systems transformed industries without wiping out human workers entirely, today's restaurant robots are reshaping how service gets done rather than replacing servers wholesale. Robots now handle the repetitive, labor-heavy parts of the job, while humans still manage the parts machines can't fake, anticipating moods, improvising when things go sideways, and creating something that actually feels like an experience. This wave of automation isn't necessarily the death of waiters, just a technological reshuffling that lets them focus on the higher value parts of the craft. But maybe bots will improve on the human side of food service? By the 2030s, restaurant robots might start to remember your drink order, your odd allergy, and maybe even toss in a programmed quip about your life choices. Emotional robot hospitality will try to charm, entertain, and anticipate your needs. Fast forward to the 2040s, and restaurants could look like a mix of a sci-fi theme park and IKEA showroom, augmented reality menus, holographic table settings, and kitchens run entirely by robots might be standard fare. Experts don't think humans will vanish. After all, there are still some employees working in the auto manufacturing plant alongside their mechanical coworkers as floor managers, safety inspectors, and more. So human waiters may become the premium option, the high-touch performers who toss salads with flair, flirt between courses, and maybe start singing your orders again if you're paying enough. In the future, the surcharge for human contact could be offered up as a bonus, while robotic service comes standard. And as always, the public will split right down the middle. Some will embrace the convenience, the novelty, and the thrill of being emotionally manipulated by a well-trained algorithm. Others will crave the beautiful chaos of human service, the misheard orders, the accidental jokes, the spontaneous bursts of personality. The question isn't whether AI can serve us dinner, it's whether we'll still have an appetite for human connection. So what do you think? Will you embrace more robotic food service? Or do you still crave the personal touch? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, check out some of these other videos from Weird History.